This whole landscape is special because it's littered with historical remains. This was a borderland between the Celtic West and the Irish West and the Celtic Kingdom of Scotland. And of course, as a result of that, the whole area is littered with the remains of historical and critical sites. But for Turnberry, of course, it's the very heart of that history of the defence of Scotland and the creation of an independent Scotland. It's really where it all began. Today it still resonates in the history of Scotland. The name Turnberry is still remarkably significant to all of Scotland. The Newar Castle, which is only 20 minutes drive from Turnberry, is a hugely significant castle. It marks the boundary between the Scottish Kingdom and the Norse parts of Scotland at the time. We think it was built some 800 years ago. Admittedly, it's now in ruins, but it's still a very dramatic and impressive location to visit, and it has tremendous history associated with it. Turnberry uses and makes the most of everything that is Scottish, and as a clear example is the cashmere that is within the furnishings of the hotel itself. And Turnberry have worked with the company Beggs to achieve a high quality of cashmere which echoes and responds to that landscape. It is a form of tartan. The Gillia Grey, it actually achieves many of the brand qualities that we seek here in terms of a timelessness, an ancient tartan but with a very modern feel to it. We are in Burns country. Robert Burns is probably the most well-known of all of the Scottish poets. His work in the 1770s was lauded initially within the country and then became international after his death. And many of his poems are regarded by the Scots as summing up the character of the Scottish nation. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they cleekit, till ilka carlin swat and weekit, and cast their duties on the wark, and lickit at it in our sark.
Arran's known as Scotland in miniature. The north half of the island is very mountainous and quite rugged. It takes a lot of our activity, such as gorge walking, hill climbing, Munro walking. The south of the island is much greener. Brodick Castle is currently still home to a family. It's owned by the National Trust for Scotland, but it's open daily for people to look around. Arran Aromatics was started 22 years ago by a local family, the Russells, who still own the company to this day, despite them distributing to 89 countries over the world and in several leading luxury hotels, including Turnberry.
The building of the terminal hotel itself, Turnberry Hotel, is really quite unusual in that in 1906 most of the architecture was still largely of Baroque style or a Queen Anne style. This is a radical departure. This building sits up in the landscape on the brow of the hill, and it's a dramatic statement in white stucco walls and brilliant red roof. It's a statement which at the time was seen as rather avant-garde, rather surprising. But through a passage of time, of course, it's mellowed down and is now recognised today as an architectural gem of true international significance.